And we're back with another episode of Controlled Chaos. With us this time is the all-time heaviest squat holder and resident funny man, Ray Williams.
What's good? What's good? And before the trolling starts, let me add something to that. The heaviest squat, drug tested with knee sleeves in a building with air conditioning, that wasn't performed by candlelight. Because, you know, if you don't add all this stuff in, then you just get a million trolls. No, he wasn't the first. You know, so, yeah, you got to throw all that stuff in there.
Actually, you kind of do sometimes, especially nowadays.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, man, you know, powerlifting isn't like the Olympics where, you know, like, once you get an Olympic medal, that is cemented in history. Like you won that Olympic medal. Powerlifting is almost like sports today where everything has its own category and record. Like you'll hear somebody talk about Jamar Chase and they'll be like, man, he's the fastest receiver to 10,000 yards by the age of 20. Who cares? So, you know, like I feel like powerlifting is the exact same way. So if you're not very, very specific, people get all in their feelings and then you got a million trolls.
I could see that. Because, I mean, technically you're the heaviest squatter in raw knee sleeves, but, like, there was people who squatted 1,000 in, like, wraps and suits.
100%.
Right? Huh.
Like, you got Kirk Kowalski, you got Steve Goggins, Ed Cohen, I don't think Mark Henry eclipsed like 950, 960. I mean, I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure if he wanted 1,000 back in his day before he switched over to WWE, I'm pretty sure he would have got it too. So might as well throw him in there too. But yeah. And I am the resident troll person here at the gym. So yeah, that's why I'm so very much in tune with what trolls are going to do if you're not very specific, because I myself am a troll. So, hey.
I feel like you got to be the biggest troll in order to not have that stuff affect you.
Oh, 100%. It ain't nothing somebody going to type on the keyboard that's going to get me in my feelings.
God, and people get in their feelings nowadays.
Yeah.
Like, over anything and everything.
100%.
Especially in this sport, I feel like people are a lot more susceptible to being sensitive.
Yeah, because you're still on the outside kind of looking in, so you're able to see a lot more than we do. I personally don't get a lot of hate just because I feel like everyone sees me in the background of things. So they're just like, oh, thanks, Sean, for running the meet or coaching. They don't really say anything lifting-wise.
No, I like observing from the outside, kind of like with one foot in. Just because I'm not really involved with anything, but I observe so much drama that goes on. You know, even if it's not directly tied to the sport, but a lot of the people that compete around each other or work out around each other, there's always something.
And it's always crazy how the drama gets started because it's never an untested thing or a this side of the country thing or it's drug tested with this specific person. It's everywhere and everybody has the same issues going on.
100%. I mean, you talk about a sport where there are 19,000 federations. Everybody wants their federation to be better than the next. So when you get this many federations for one sport, like just think about that. Powerlifting is squat, bench, deadlift. There are 23 organizations. Everybody has their own thing. Otherwise, we would all just be one federation. So it's one pure thing, and that one pure thing has ties, roots, and connections to 23 of these federations, all who do stuff different, all who feel like they're better than the next. And that's why there's so much drama in powerlifting, because power bar people, we typically talk trash about squat bar people. Squat bar people think that power bar people are stupid. Like, why squat on a bar that's going to bend and oscillate at a certain amount of weight? And the biggest is the deadlift bar. Oh my God. Like the drama and the beef around, you're not that strong because your bar has so much bend and whip. Me personally, I don't care what bar you do. I don't care what you do, period. I'm going to do me no matter what. I don't care what federation you compete in. None of that. Like, and the crazy thing is, though, once you reach a certain level in the sport, you really just stop caring about all the stuff that's said. Like, I'm going to do me, you do you, and everybody be good. But it's not always like that.
What made you go the direction you did for your current powerlifting situation with Powerlifting America? Because you're kind of like the golden goose of USAPL for a long time.
Well, you know, the biggest thing was, hell, you're going to follow your sponsors. You know, that's the big thing.
Right.
I mean, in the beginning, you know, I saw that my sponsors were going to tie themselves to the IPF. I might want to go where they're going to. Like, yeah, let's not make this complicated. Look, guys, y'all know I ain't got nothing but love for you. You know, I spent 12 years in USAPL. Hell, most of the videos I post, if you really, really look close, you'll see USAPL all over the damn videos. Because, shit, I competed in USAPL for 12 years. And, you know, but at the end of the day, shit, I'm going to go where my sponsors go. Like, powerlifting is an expensive hobby, and you would have to be a fool to say, hey, sponsors, I'm going to stay where I'm at because I'm comfortable. No.
I noticed you called it a hobby and not a sport.
Yeah, you said sport a couple of times, but then you just said expensive hobby.
It is.
So
I mean, don't get me wrong.
Is powerlifting a sport? Should it belong in the Olympics? It's kind of like a two-part question there.
Hell yeah. Like, bro, look, man. Bro, if basket weaving, dart throwing, all these things have spots on ESPN and are in, bro, square. Please tell me somebody saw this whole ray gun situation in the Olympics.
The breakdancing thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Bro, you ain't finna sit here and tell me that is more entertaining than powerlifting. Ain't no way. And you can't tell me, okay, so maybe we won't run a traditional meet. Maybe we'll run something Sheffield-esque where records are constantly up for grabs. The like commentators, everything is top-notch, top tier. You can't tell me that doesn't have a spot in the Olympics. You cannot tell me. Like, bro, you know how many people, how many memes, bro, how many podcasts you listened to when they talked about how embarrassing that was to watch? You can't tell me powerlifting couldn't take that spot. Yeah.
I mean, it was a Halloween costume this year, so it was pretty bad.
So, nah, man, yes. And when I say sport and hobby, if you look at powerlifting, it is a sport. You do have to prepare for it. And I think the reason more people are recognizing it as a sport now is because traditionally in the sport of powerlifting, the focus was on the bigger dudes. The bigger dudes are going to move the most weight. The bigger dudes are going to set the records, but it's not like that no more. These younger cats that are coming out of the woodworks, these kids are strong. They're in smaller weight classes, so they have to do more stuff to be prepared to do what they need to do on the platform. They have to monitor their diet. They have to do cardio. They have to do other things that us bigger dudes don't have to do. Because the biggest knock on powerlifting, and I've heard this 100 million times, oh man, powerlifting is just a sport that gives them an excuse to eat what they want so they can be really strong and they don't have to worry about other issues. And that's not the case because there are other weight classes where those people have to be just as concerned about those things as other people.
Yeah, I mean, like I heard you, like I guess a month back now, you really like eating spaghetti, but you can't eat it because it makes you lose weight.
100%.
Makes you lose weight.
Yeah, it makes him, he said it makes him like less strong in his lifts, but it tastes good. He loves spaghetti.
Why is that?
Because spaghetti is one of those things that, number one, is super easy to prepare. And when it comes to meal prep, shit, you pretty much cover it for a while if you make enough of it. But for me, if I eat spaghetti, my energy goes through the roof. I train harder, I train longer. And the thing is, with me, if I make spaghetti, I do I do a mix of regular spaghetti and gluten-free pasta because, 38 years old, my thing, I try to monitor what I put in my body for health reasons. So I do like a mix. And the deal is, it's just whenever I eat it, I can train forever. And then I end up training too long and I end up like burning more fat than I probably want to. Because if I go home, I'm not going to be able to rest because, spaghetti is a pasta, your glucose is going to spike. And it's just like whenever I get it in me, I can train forever. So I don't eat it.
So what's your carb of choice if you can't have spaghetti? Rice?
Jasmine rice. Because I'm more 2 cups of jasmine rice, protein, some kind of green, and whatever my drink of choice is that day.
Yeah, the things like just like that, like you knowing what to eat. People just think like, nah, he probably just goes to McDonald's before he squats, and that's how he gets by.
Yeah.
No, that's how you get by, Sean.
No, I ate a honey bun for this, so I didn't have a sugar crash.
Yeah. So yeah, eat McDonald's, take pre-workout, go squat, and tell me how that work out for you.
Nah,
you're not gonna make it through this workout.
No.
I mean, we see it firsthand with some of some of the people that you train, like their struggles with maintaining weight and making that weight class. It's a very difficult thing.
Yeah. The worst thing is, like I tell people, like, you gotta get your weight in check, get your macros done, because if I have to give you that water protocol, you're not going to like me.
Yeah.
You will see exactly what you need to see and get to that weight class, but it's going to be hell.
Like walking around and spitting, like the measures that you have to go through.
That's why I've always said it's a sport. I mean, we both play football, so like we understand that. But like, man.
Football, throwing shot put, you can, because y'all know, I got into an argument the other day. Now I was more trolling than anything, but, I made the statement that, man, wrestling ain't no sport. And sus. Like I'm talking about argued for like 30 minutes, but
like a whole hour.
Yeah.
It was on 30 minutes.
And as I said, I was more trolling than anything, man. I have a great amount of respect for wrestlers, just for the simple fact that if you've ever been to like a program that's good, like one of these, like a high school that's really good at wrestling. I went to a high school back in Mississippi, and they trained their kids in a yoga room. Like the room was hot. Like their entire practice, they're in a room that's like kept constantly at like 80 degrees. Jesus. And I'm like, what in the hell? Like I'm here recruiting the kid and I'm like drenched. My khakis, my shins are wet. And I'm like, man, look, bro, I'll call you later on. This ain't it. But yeah, bro, look, anybody that says powerlifting ain't a sport, I'm gonna tell you what you should do. You should get in your car. You should put IronBuilt Gym in your GPS, come to our powerlifting facility, and you, whoever that person is that think powerlifting ain't a sport, I guarantee you some of our women here would outduel you in whatever lift you choose. And you'll understand the amount of preparation and the amount of dedication that you have to have for this sport. Because believe it or not, we've got some women here that'll just put some guys to shame if they come up in here half-stepping. So that's just, anything that, you love, you're going to prepare for. That's why I think powerlifting is a sport. And if anybody got something to say about it, you feel free to @ me.
I don't think you want to do that. But no, I was actually just talking about this on my story today. Like female athletes in general, I feel like they're some of the most dedicated and locked in when it comes to this sport. They're the ones who will go the extra mile, that care about the extra macros, that they won't go out on the weekend because they're making sure that they don't have the excess carbs from alcohol.
I mean, I think like in our community, at least, we've had more women qualify for national meets than
national champions.
Yeah.
We had 3 national champions in 1 year.
Yeah.
At Chaos. Like, it's interesting sometimes the things you'll hear and read online from trolls. But I love when you're trolling because I can see it like a different look come on your face. And it's like, oh yeah, it's starting.
Yeah,
but some
it's
people would have no idea it's happening too. And I'm just dying. I'm not going to input anything.
Yeah, it's kind of like, anytime I go into troll mode, what the image that pops into my head is the smile the Grinch put on when he realized he was about to steal the Who's Christmas. Like he just had that like
evil smile.
Yes, I'm in troll mode now. And understand, when I'm in troll mode, don't ask me for facts. Like, so, man, what evidence do you have? Bro, I don't know. I just don't like XYZ. And I'm going to say whatever I got to say to get a rise out of whoever I'm debating with at the moment.
And it works.
That's really works. People get pretty heated, and then
it made it worse when like you're like, hey, so what do you think about this? And they agree with Ray too, and it's like, damn. What other sport? You said shot put, football. What else did you do?
That's it.
That was it.
That was it. Shot put was an accident. Shot put. I didn't know I was good at shot put until like my football coach. We actually track practice was in a parking lot. Like we didn't have a circle, none of that. So we would just like the little concrete slab things to stop your car from going into the next parking spot. That's what we used to throw shot and disc on. And it sucked because there were like little bitty rocks right in front of it. So if you didn't like put your foot, like if your foot placement was off, you would slide and fall. Like, bro, it was awful. But I won 2 state championships in high school. Like I won back-to-back shot put state championships. And like after I'm done powerlifting, that's what I'm going to go back to. I'm going to go back to throwing shot because what I learned before I left Mississippi was I can go to track meets and compete as an independent. And it's tough for an independent, but you still can compete and shit. That's all I want to do. My thing is, I don't want to give up powerlifting and have nothing to do. Like I'm not gonna be the dude to just go home, read books, and play with my dog and get old and die. Like I have to have something to do. And I feel like when you ain't got nothing to do, that makes you older faster.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, if you were to be done as a competitive powerlifter, do you see yourself like staying in the sport as like a personality or like,
No.
You're just gonna call it quits entirely?
Like when you say personality, what do you mean? Like be a commentator or something?
I feel like a better version of Gino.
Hell no.
Nah, don't go. Nah.
Like, no. To see Ray at a meet and have him on the mic, that'd be kind of cool.
Let's bring that back in. When I say hell no, I don't mean hell no towards Gino. Gino is my guy. I mean hell no, man. I ain't giving up my Saturdays. Man, hell no, bro. When I'm done, all I'm doing is coaching people. I'll go to meets. I'll coach you at meets. But as far as doing that, man, I ain't doing that. Nope. When I'm done, like look. I'm gonna be worse than who's somebody that retired and you just didn't see him no more. Let's see.
Most NFL guys like Jay Cutler,
like Drew Brees. You ain't seen. Never mind. Drew Brees be on them commercials.
Sometimes.
That's Doug Flutie. I'm thinking about Doug Flutie that be on those Nugenics Viagra commercials. Like she'll like it too. Like freak ass dude. What are we doing? But no, when I'm done, shit, I'm done. I ain't hanging around. I refuse to be the old dude at the club. I'm sorry. No, when I'm gone, I'm gone.
Damn.
Yeah, like,
You wouldn't even like if someone made you like the spokesperson for a brand or something like.
I feel like if SPD flew you to like Sheffield or something and had you play a part in it, you would still do it.
I mean, every now and again. Yeah, but I'm one of them people, bro. It's all or nothing.
Right.
It's all like, bro, once I get into my grown man mode where I hang up the knee sleeve, when I get to a point when I can squat without knee sleeves and all that, like, bro, it's over with. I might do masters for a little while. But I think one of the greatest examples of sportsmanship and just respect for the sport is Andrea Thompson and Donna Moore. Like a lot of people don't know this, but they still compete in the open class. They still compete with the young ones that are coming into the sport, the young girls. they're masters. They can easily transition into master's class and dominate. Like, I don't know if you watched the strongman stuff at the Arnold, but Andrea Thompson was finishing top 3 or 4 and everything. So imagine if she just went to masters. She would be the best masters in the history of the sport. But the competitive nature in her won't allow her to do that, because I think her and Donna know if we go masters, man, we'll hurt the sport. Because then the older people won't want to compete.
Right.
And that's sort of kind of where I am. Like, why do that to the sport of powerlifting?
That's fair.
Especially if you're in masters and still squatting over 900 pounds.
Yeah, and
that's kind of wild.
I'm not dumb enough to say, hey man, at 38 years old, I'm just gonna continue to stay 400 some pounds and try to keep competing against these 20 some year olds that are coming to the sport. Like, no, I'm gonna die trying to keep up with them, and not die because of the weight, but die because of like health reasons. Because it's only so long that you can stay this big. It's only so long that the human body can maintain this size. Like, health is on my mind every day. So I know that this elite level of lifting has an expiration date.
You feel like you're coming close to that? Because
No,
like I have like an internal timeline. I've told Kadeem about it. Like, it's based on my age and everything. But like, do you feel like yours is coming soon, or like is it far down the road?
I'm like still fired up for the sport. So the day I come up in here and I just say, man, fuck this, I'm done. I even when I was injured and had a half a groin and a partial knee that was healthy, I came in here every day and I fucking worked as hard as I could. But what I see, when I start to see myself walking in here and you just stare at the weights like, damn, my couch would be comfortable. When you start having those thoughts, it's time to go home.
I agree.
Like, don't get me wrong, Michael Jordan is the GOAT, but them last couple years of Washington, you're like, ooh. I ain't going out like that.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
That's kind of why I think LeBron is actually the GOAT, is the longevity part of it, because 50,000 career points just recently. And I mean, he's in better shape than most of the 20-year-olds that come into the league now, which is insane. Like, he's in better shape than his own son, who's 19.
Yes.
Like, nutty.
Yeah. Yeah, you just trolled a little bit. Because you say LeBron, I am a Kobe Bryant. Hell, my belt's name is Kobe. Like, Kobe Bryant to me was the man. Kobe Bryant's mentality, like, you will never, I don't think you'll ever see that. Other than Michael Jordan himself, you'll never see that again in the NBA. Everybody's friends. Like, I think Kobe Bryant, Kevin Garnett, Ben Wallace, like those guys, they didn't care about friends. Man, they just cared about winning. And I just don't think that exists anymore. Now, granted, LeBron James is 40 years old. He's still top 5 in the league, if not the best basketball player on this planet. That is impressive.
So what's it like having us around at IronBuilt?
Say what?
I said, what's it like having us around at IronBuilt now that we've built this new space? Man,
the best part about coming together and collabing is getting rid of the when I first got here, it was nobody, it felt like nobody liked each other. Like, it was Chaos Labs, it was IronBuilt Gym, and you got the other dudes. And it's like nobody liked each other. And I couldn't wrap my mind around why, because hell, where I come from, it don't matter what gym you come from. Like, we all trained together. We all bounced from gym to gym. We all worked out together. And it just felt like you couldn't do that when I first got here. Like, if I would have came to Chaos and trained, it would have been, I ain't gonna say it would have been a situation, but it would have just been something to talk about. Like, oh man, why he over here? Why he coming? It just felt stupid. And now that we're together, you're putting, you find out that, hell, we got similar ideas. We've got similar goals. So if we would have been working together this entire time, there's no telling how far we could have taken this thing in the past 2 years.
I agree. I feel like Richmond is isolated in itself, including with the bodybuilding market with RVA Iron. It's almost gang affiliated. Like where you're at is like you rep Chaos, you rep IronBuilt, you rep RVA Iron.
Yeah. Right.
Or you're just in the purgatory of every other gym. But like you travel anywhere else, like all the gyms I've been to and all the different meet directors and lifters, like everybody's cool with everybody for real. But here it's like, why was Sean at RVA Iron? Don't he usually train Tuesdays at Chaos? Wait a minute. Sean went and saw Ray at IronBuilt? Like, what's going on there? And it's like,
it is kind of crazy to me that people pay attention to.
Yeah, no, it's almost like the term pocket watching, but like, they really will like point it out like, hey, why were you training there? You know, we trained here. Yeah,
dude, I see you every day, but there are people that know your schedule better than I do.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it was weird. I have no idea how it came about, but yeah, definitely I felt that.
And then on top of that, man, we have the opportunity to do something that's never been done, like introducing people to strength training. I think that's something that men, not in our generation, but the generation before, are starting to learn that if you want to live longer, walking on that treadmill may not be it, bro. You might need to hit this iron a little bit. And bro, look, you may not even have to pick up a barbell, bro. There is alternatives to squat, bench, deadlift. There are so many alternatives. There are different ways to add value to your time at the gym instead of walking on the treadmill with the 5 incline and you're holding the damn treadmill. Like, bro, what are you doing? If you can't walk, take the damn incline down. What are you doing? Like, you know, these are the things you think about when you see certain stuff at the gym. But it's like, yeah, man, strength training can actually give you longevity. It can give you better health. It can help you on the mental side as well as the physical side. So I just think that us coming together allows us to have a louder voice. Because look, we're doing a podcast right now. We're going to reach way more people doing this than we probably would making posts on Instagram.
Yep.
So, you know, it's one of those deals where, like I said, we all had similar ideas. It's just for the longest, there's been a wall there and no communication went through that wall. And now we're like, damn, bro, we've been thinking about doing this for the past 2 years. And now here we go.
Yeah, no, it's definitely been eye-opening how collaborative and like similar we were thinking about things anyway. The state of the powerlifting world itself, it's put us in a good spot to where we can have a lot of those ideas come through too. Plus, I mean, like, why compete against each other when we're both in the same market? We might as well combine.
Yeah.
And the market is thin.
Oh, yeah.
Like, powerlifting is still relatively new in this area.
Yeah.
And I say that because there's no feeder. There's no feeder. Like, if you want a powerlifter, you have to convert somebody who's not a powerlifter into a powerlifter. That's very hard. And a good coach sometimes can take up to a year to do that. So that means even if you are converting somebody into a powerlifter, they're not going to see the platform for probably a year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Whereas if you can get the youth involved in strength training, if you can establish youth clubs and stuff like that, where you got a younger person doing the thing, which is powerlifting, now that person has been groomed the entire time to do that said thing. They're learning, they're lifting the weights, they're following your program. Anyway, when they're older, you've got a powerlifter.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no introductory buffer between them, the barbell, and the platform. They've been doing it. Now all you got to do is put them on the platform. So that's why I think around here it's so thin, because the youth that compete basically non-existent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I agree that Chaos, we had a very younger demographic than up here. Primarily the, college on
pretty much
down.
VCU.
We had maybe
few UVA people would come by.
Under 15.
Yeah.
Like kids that were under, like high school kids. I train a middle school kid right now, trying to make him into a powerlifter. Like, if we were to able to get to the youth, similar to how Texas powerlifting, high school powerlifting does their system, it would feed everybody else. It would be working really well.
100%. And that's where we have to put our expertise, our knowledge into it, because what do you know about kids? They pay no bills. So really, truthfully, you're trying to convince parents that this is good for your kid. Your kid doesn't play any sport. You want to get them out the house. You want to get them more confident. You want them to feel better about themselves. Give them something that's going to give them that. For me, being strong, I ain't gonna lie. I do not look good with my shirt. Well, I do. I look great with my shirt off. Let's change that. I look great with my shirt off for a 400-pound man. But understand, I know how strong I am. And you know you're confident if whenever you walk into a room, you're sizing everybody up. I could probably beat him up. I can beat him up. I beat both of them up. Like, I can take them on at the same time. Like, confident people, they have that type of inner dialogue with themselves where they're constantly sizing everybody up. It's kind of like the Terminator. You know, if you ever watch the Terminator, it's like that little computer. Like, you're sizing everybody in the room up at the same time.
Like Dragon Ball.
Wait,
like I got my my scouter on.
Do you go into like competitions like that too? Like, you're sitting in the warm-up room, or do you kind of just know that you're gonna, whatever you do is gonna kind of win?
No. Honestly, when I go into a competition, that is probably the most at peace I am at ever. At any point in my training, I'm like at peace. Like, I'm just the quiet before the storm. It's just like, I'm only focusing on me. I don't care about nothing else. If I bomb out, I bomb out. If I do great, I do great. Whatever the case may be, I only focus on me.
It's a very healthy way of doing it.
Yeah, I mean, it's also contrary to what you'd normally see online when most of these kids are saying that they're going to battle, they're fighting their inner demons, they're going out on the shield, like, you know, the corny phrases.
Yeah,
it's like, I take it like football. Like, it's the same thing where it's, I'm calm and collected. The emotion is not going to be there until like I've done my job. Yeah, like, because the outcome is what matters to me.
100%.
Because like, what am I doing if I yell and get all hype and I just don't even get the squat? Like, I hit the bottom of the hole and can't get up. Like, oh yeah, you did all that for nothing. This guy's a shower here.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. You show, and then when you post it, you show everything
but that clip
up until the squat.
Or you just say, yeah, y'all were right.
Like, so think about if Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs would have got crunk and came out talking noise to the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles, you know, like, I don't care how much energy Kansas City would have brought. The Eagles are going to tap that ass one way or another. A crunk Kansas City, a sleep Kansas City, a comatose they were going to get that L, and they did. Like, sometimes, bro, you just gotta, like, the Eagles knew, like, bro, we knew who we are. We know who we are. We're better than them. And when you walk into a meet and you know that I'm the hardest working person in the room, you can just be at peace. Like, whatever happened, I put the work in. If the chips fall my way, they do. If they don't, they don't. But I'm with y'all 100%. Like, I hate when you get on social media, you got people, man, I'm going to die for this. Like, no, you're not. Stop. No, you're not. You're not going to die for powerlifting. What? Like, you're
not going to break 400 dots today. Like, stop.
Man, what? Like, or then you get the people that are like, yeah, man, like, I've been, no, you haven't. Stop. Calm down, bro. Calm down. It's a squat. It's a bench. It's a deadlift, bro. Calm down. Like, don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. And then you got, you know, the person like me who's sitting in the corner, like, you know, my belly's out. I'm sitting up there with my singlet. I ain't put my t-shirt on. My knee sleeves are like around my shins. And I'm just looking at you like spaz out. Like, what are you doing? Stop it. Like, calm down. Because you know what that shows me? You don't trust your process. Your process.
That's a good point.
Your process is broken because if you trust the process that you went through to get you to this point, you ain't acting like that.
Yeah.
You're not.
If you're bugging out, you're
that's
like doubting
that's the
yourself.
realest shit right there. Honestly, like, yeah.
So, ask you a question, Coach Smith.
Goddamn, I'm still introspective over here over this phrase, like that shit. But what's up?
So, what got you into powerlifting, man? Like, what made you say, I want to coach a whole bunch of people that squat, bench, and deadlift?
2 parts. So I came into personal training at a corporate gym called American Family Fitness. And while there, I met Clay. And Clay was already in powerlifting. And I joined him in a deadlift session. I pulled like 505, which I had never really deadlifted before because in football we didn't deadlift.
Yeah,
it's funny that he got you into it.
Well, it's because I pulled it and I was like happy about it, but he said it didn't count and that he was stronger than me because I dropped it from the top or something. And I was like, why the fuck does it matter? Like I picked the bar up, you didn't, right? Like I was significantly stronger than Clay at that point too, and I was just like, man, what the fuck? Like it just got to me that he just kept saying that he was stronger than me from that point forward, right?
Yeah.
And then our boss that ended up coming on was a real heavy West Side guy.
Mm-hmm.
So we watched the movie. He started doing the max effort days with me. So I just kind of slowly got into it more and more. The coaching aspect is I just became really good at noticing the tendencies, wanting to know why things work the way they did. Read a ton of books, went to a ton of seminars and all of that. And it's fun taking people from start to finish.
100%.
Yeah, like you got deep into it.
Yeah.
I mean, look at where you are now.
Yeah, I know. I opened up a powerlifting gym a year or 2 after getting into the sport.
And now you're sitting here on a podcast talking about it.
With Ray Williams. That's the crazy thing is that like I've not been in this sport long. I've only been in this sport since 2020.
Right.
So in my 5th year, I have done some pretty accomplished like things. I then opened up a gym. The gym did some pretty good accomplishments. And now I'm doing a collaboration here, and I'm next to one of the greatest lifters to ever happen. Like, the journey's crazy. The journey's absolutely crazy.
I got a question. Why your microphone bigger than mine? Like, your microphone is, like, super cool. Like, why your microphone? I'm sorry. I'm that dude.
I have no idea. Honestly, Kadeem sets these up. I really just put things on the table, and then I'll connect the headphones. That's about it.
I'm joking.
I've got the bigger microphone, actually.
Yeah, you have the big dick.
Well, now we will take a step away for a commercial.
What got you into coaching other than just being in the sport?
Easy. Well, I was a Q, Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. And once I got done playing ball, I like being strong. So, because, one of the things that, we do at Q parties, we pick people up and, we're the Qs, we're the ones that everybody wants to be in the beginning, but when they realize they can't be Qs, they go be other things. But, it's no hate. But I started working out because I wanted to be in shape for the parties. Like I wanted to be the in shape, strong, big dude.
Mm-hmm.
And that developed into a workout routine. And since I wasn't playing football, I wasn't breaking myself down every day, preparing for a game. I got strong really, really fast. So I'm like, let me take this a little bit more seriously and see where it goes. So I ended up, I'm squatting 600 pounds, 700 pounds. I think the most I ever squatted while I was in Tennessee was 700. Once I got to Mississippi, I hit 800. And like I said, first powerlifting meet I ever did, USAPL, it was the Alabama State Championship. I squatted 905. I didn't know anything about the rules of powerlifting. I squatted 905 with no knee sleeves. And as soon as I stand up, I just walked it back into the rack. I had no idea there were commands, anything. I just thought this was just weightlifting. Like, I had no damn idea. And shortly after that, I found out that the world record for the IPF at the time was only 860. And I'm like, really now? Let me see
first
what I can do.
powerlifting meet? That's insanity. That's actually insane.
That was actually my second meet. My first meet was an APA meet, which made me almost get out of powerlifting.
Really?
I hate participatory awards. I hate them. If you're going to give everybody something, then let's not even call this competing. Let's call this something else. This is not competing.
Right.
If everybody gets the same thing when it's all said and done.
True.
So what else is new with y'all?
I was just thinking. I was just like, wait, how did you go from Tennessee to Mississippi, and then up here?
All right. So I'm gonna give you the 2-minute rundown on that. All right. So played in Tennessee, GA 2 years in Tennessee. I knew in order for me to grow as a coach, as a man, it's all that I had to leave the place I played. Went to the University of West Alabama. I was there 6 months. In that time, I had a daughter, lost a daughter. Didn't want to stay there anymore. I got my frat brother who is at LSU right now. He just got hired as a tight ends coach at LSU. He was coaching at Mississippi Junior College, Itawamba Community College. Left West Alabama, went there, stayed there for 12 years. Within that 12 years, met Ken, came to Tyson's Playground, did some seminars, commentated at one of his meets. We had a lot in common. We came together on a partnership for here, and here I am.
Wow, 12 years in one spot. I feel like this is the track I'm on right now. I have no idea what I'll do if I ever left this area.
It depends. If you still want to stay in, I would go somewhere. If powerlifting is what you do, I'm going to go somewhere where powerlifting is in high school. I'm going to go to a Florida. I'm going to go to a Georgia. I'm going to go to a Mississippi. You don't want to go to Mississippi. Yeah. And if you do, go to South Mississippi. Texas, Louisiana, because like I said, it makes it easier. Because I can't tell you how many people, when powerlifting, at first, all the powerlifting equipment was in the functional training area of the gym. You would bring people in here and they would see guys like myself, women in there squatting, and it would intimidate the normal person because, like, I can't do that. I don't want to be around these people. So, you want to be around people that aren't intimidated by what you do. Because if every time you tell somebody what you do, you have to explain to them what you do, then you're probably in the wrong place. Like if I got to educate everybody. So, because I'll give you a perfect example. Somebody ever asks you, oh, so you're a bodybuilder. I'm not a damn bodybuilder. Like I couldn't be furthest from a bodybuilder, but I'm pretty sure you get that. Yeah. The 2 most common questions: are you a bodybuilder, and how much do you bench press?
Every time.
I mean, I always tell Sean that he probably would pull off a bodybuilding show if he really wanted to, though.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it before. Those things got to line up first, but God, yeah, that's like the one question. I try to get my wife to tell people if we're going around, like if some of like her work friend or something, like, can you ask them not to ask me how much I lift, please? This is one of the questions where I'm just like, I'm in the gym every day. This is all I do. I would like to talk about you guys and your boring jobs, please.
I feel like that, but they can't help it. You're like the most interesting or unusual person in the room.
Yeah, I mean, same thing happened in my high school reunion. Like I told you on the last podcast that I walked in and like half of them are lawyers or running for some part of like local government. And they're just fascinated by the fact that like I'm on the internet lifting weights. Yeah. And I open up a gym and I'm like, dog, you're a lawyer. That's such an accomplishment.
You make 6 figures.
I take care of children. You should not be
concerned with what I do.
I take care of children in a building and hopefully don't let them die over the night. Like, some of these kids, man, I love them because their energy is what keeps me alive sometimes. Yeah. But then sometimes it's like, that's exactly why I'm going bald. So I got a fucking hat on right now. This light would be making my head shine so bright.
So recently there was, and I'm not going to go deep into it. As we all know, you're a big figure in PLU. So if you had to people who are on the fence about what they want to do, what federation they want to join, what are some of the things you can tell some of the listeners about PLU?
Well, I think just in general, I tell everyone to trust the meet director over anything. If you like the person who runs the meets, you're going to like the federation they're in. Like, I'm a part of 2 different federations. Ken's a part of 2 different federations. You're a part of one. But like someone specifically for PLU is that it's a safe environment that's fully controlled by us. The bars that we use, the equipment that we use on the platform, everything is top of the line. We don't try to skimp on anything. We try to make it the most fun environment for the lifter. Like, everything is done for the lifter. How the meets run, the pricing, the music, the lights, the media packages. It's for the lifter. Nothing I do per se will ever trump that. Like, no matter what. The only thing I will never do for people is have a smoke machine or one of those little shooting cannons of glitter or some shit. Like, I'd hate those, but like everything else you guys are great for. I really don't push anyone to a federation, just because if they want to do another federation, it's fine. I'll be there if I can.
And I'm the same way. I kind of just let my people fall into whatever groove fits them, because a lot of people, you know, when they come into the sport brand new, they have no idea. Like, look, this is a powerlifting. I'm not going to say powerlifting gym, but it really is. So come to the meets, check them out, and what tickles your fancy. Like, don't let me be the reason you join the federation, then you get in there and, you know, you get destroyed. Like, don't do that. You know, like, you know who you are as an individual. Like, go to these meets, see where you can be the most competitive, see where you can grow. Because here's what I tell anybody in life: friction, stress doesn't always equate something bad. Where there's friction, there's growth. So if you get into a federation and you're just destroying it, then one or two things is going to happen. You're going to elevate and go to a federation where you can be challenged a little bit more, or you're going to stay in that federation and be a yard dog and be the best unheard person, you know, because everybody knows that lifter that only competes in that federation because he know if he crossed this yard, he going to get murdered. Everybody know those people. And they're not hard to spot. But anyway, so, you know, you have to let the person choose what they want to do. And, you know, that's sort of kind of where I'm at as well.
So what made you not want to go against like Dan Bell and them on the untested side?
Well, one, and this is what I tell everybody. Number one, bro, if you go untested, you got to have money, man. That ain't cheap. Either somebody's going to sponsor you for that, or you're going to go broke trying to do that, or you're going to be the dude that's putting stuff in his body and you're not balancing stuff out and you're going to have a whole bunch of health issues. That's the first thing. Untested life can be expensive if you're not sponsored. Number two, I've just always been a person, if I ain't got it, I ain't got it. Like, me and my brother have a saying: if you ain't got it, if I ain't got it, I'm not going to find it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if God would have meant for me to do that, he would have made me that way, you know? Like, just like football. I mean, I guess I got this mentality from football. Like, I was sitting in the office with my coach, and he was on the phone with Mike Schuler talking about my recruitment. And these were Mike Schuler's exact words. "We like him, coach. He's a great player. He plays his ass off. He can bench press a damn building, but he's 5'10". Oh, well, shit, I guess I ain't going to University of Alabama. I ain't got it. So on to the next. I'll be great somewhere else. So, you know, and I guess, you know, you just learn to deal with, like, I will never bench press 600 pounds. I don't give a damn how much I prep. I'll never bench press 600 pounds. Bench press just ain't my thing. Am I saying I'm bad at it? No. It's just, I know what I squat does to my elbows and my shoulders. By the time I get the bench, you know, Hurt a little bit, coach. They'll pull back their weight just a little bit. I just work on technique this week. You know, if I ain't got it, I ain't got it.
I don't think I've ever like studied drill from powerlifting either to know that. So that's a new revelation to me. I thought you were benching in the 600s.
Hell no. 555 is the most I've ever held over my face and chest. And I'm trying to get past that here in the next couple of years. But if I don't, I ain't gonna cry about it. Like, I look at it like this, man. You got to take your victories where they come. If people say he wasn't the best overall power lifter, but he was a hell of a squatter, I'll take that. Because like I said, bro, like, at the end of the day, it's a sport, but it's still a hobby. Why do I say it's a hobby? Why do I say that? Because most people who do this ain't all they do.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like 99% of the people that come into this gym today that touch any piece of powerlifting equipment out there, they got a job.
Yeah.
If this ain't how you earn your living, I get it. It's a sport. It is a sport, but it's also a hobby. You can whatever. If there's a unicorn word that I'm missing that describes something that's a sport and a hobby at the same time, I'm missing it. But that's just what it is.
Would you say that powerlifting is your main, like, what you live on?
Hell yeah.
Because I would say you, John Hack, and maybe like 3 more people, like Russell or he or something, are the only people I think of that have monetized their careers in a way that they can actually sustain a living from it.
Bruh. Like,
that's incredible.
Yeah. I'm in this building 7 days a week. Shit, I'm either coaching somebody, working on a program, watching videos, and, you know, like, if I'm not with my family, all my other time goes to this.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean,
like, honestly, that's hard to do in a lot of sports, not just powerlifting.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of sports that aren't like the big 3, like, you know, basketball, football, soccer.
Yeah.
Whoa, baseball. Come on, man.
Baseball is even harder.
No. If you good, it ain't.
Yeah.
If you good, nah, it ain't.
Baseball is kind of a unicorn to me, where like you could really slack in some areas of life and still be like up there. Like pitchers, for instance. Pitchers pitch like once every 10 games. You get 170 games.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, I mean, like, we know it just from the structure of football. Like, from 4:30 a.m. till 10 p.m. at night, my day was structured.
Yeah.
And there's teammates I've had that did semi-pro, that played over Europe, played in South America, and it's like, I don't know why y'all doing that per se.
Because I worked my ass off for the opportunity after college. Hard as hell, spent all kinds of money that I didn't have as somebody who was still in college. I had one opportunity beyond college, and that was in the CFL. I visited Edmonton. I'll never forget this shit to the day I die. As an American football player, well, as an American in Canada, you might, back in 2008, when I was trying out for the league, you might make, like, a draft pick, you might make between 60 and 80 grand. So somebody like me who was just trying to make the team, who got that opportunity,
you might get 40.
Yeah, you're going to make like 40, 50.
Right.
And then you're in Canada. So you got to pay taxes. Then you're an American citizen as well.
Yeah.
So you got to pay taxes in both countries. And you still got to have like a living situation. And I got to help take care of my girl who was about to have my first son back home. And I'm like, for 40, 50 grand? But that wasn't what got me. Man, I stepped outside and it was negative 24 degrees. And I'm like, man, look, bro, I ain't finna be broke and cold, man. Fuck this. And dude was like, bro, but look, the summers, man, listen to what I'm saying. In the summer, I'm gonna be hot and broke. In the winter, I'm gonna be cold and broke. What is the least common denominator in both of these situations? So if I'm gonna be broke, I'm gonna at least be at home and be broke. Yeah. So I went to GA shit. Nah, bro, you crazy as hell. Be up here in Canada And I think at the time, Canadian teams could only take like 8 Americans. I don't know if that's changed or not, but you couldn't take a lot of Americans. And you making 40 grand? And then I got to buy a whole new wardrobe? No, dog, I'm all right. You know what? Look, football just ain't it for me no more.
Was that 40 grand Canadian or US?
Bro, it has to be Canadian. You're in Canada.
Well, see, that's even worse because the Canadian dollar is weaker. That's like 30 grand American.
Yeah, and then look at this. Like
they wouldn't even tell you that until you get out there.
Hell yeah. Then you like get on the computer and this is like in the MapQuest days. So you like look on the computer, Edmonton. And you look at the map, like, damn, the next stop is the North Pole. Like, nah, man, I'm going home. Man, I'm straight.
That's like Germany. They're trying to like send us over there. And I'm like, I'm good. Like teammates went to Poland. I'm like, nah, I'm for what, 15K? I'm good. We don't even know if we're gonna make it through the whole season 15K, or not.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they put like 15K on the dresser and just have at it. It's like, what the hell am I spending this on? Like,
yeah, like bro, our gym. Now you say that, bro. Certain pieces of gym equipment we have cost that much.
Oh yeah.
At the very least.
People would be astounded if they went through like a full list of what the gym equipment costs and everything. I mean, just a combo rack is $2,500. I think I'll just be beating the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Man, like the Rogue racks. That's why, bro, anytime I see somebody trying to put that bench back into the Rogue, I'll help them. Because you can just hear that metal scratching that damn paint. And I'm like, bro, that rack costs $3,200. And you just like killing the paint.
Those benches are just so heavy, though.
That is the heavy. Well, it's made for him. It's his fault.
That's why we tell people, look, bro, use the ghost rack or don't leave that rack alone. Because I already know you're going to squat and you're going to leave that bench just sitting back there for somebody else to put back.
I only look at those combos if I'm benching. I'm not moving that.
I swear I was going to have someone else come behind me and squat. No, you were not. You just didn't want to put it back.
100%.
Real quick, just I guess we can use this to end out the episode this time. You talked earlier about some of your inspirations like Mark Henry and everyone else. If you had to decide your Mount Rushmore of the greats, you'll say would put 4 faces on.
All right.
Who are you putting up there and why?
And this is in strength, right?
Yes.
All right. So mine, and not in this particular order. One would definitely be Mark Bell. Mark Bell has to go in the in my Mount Rushmore just because, like, as far as staying true to who you were and always being close to the gym and acknowledging that I wouldn't be the man that I am today because of the gym. Like, Mark Bell is one of the most influential, wealthiest people in the world because he set foot in a gym. You know what I'm saying? I think if I remember correctly, Mark Bell was part of the day crew at Westside Barbell. I don't know if he was night crew because, you know, the Westside night crew and day crew beefed. Mm-hmm. And I forget, I think he was part of the day crew. But anyway, this is somebody who, you know, his documentary was one of the first things I watched when I got into powerlifting. That's why I got hurt so much, because I didn't know the difference between raw and equipped. And I saw those guys squatting with these super wide ass stances. So when I started, that's what I started doing, squatting with a super wide stance. And I couldn't figure out why I was getting hurt all the time. And then somebody explained to me, they have on special equipment that allows them to do that. This is what you need to be doing. And then Mark Bell is a personal friend of mine. So Mark Bell is number one. Number two is Mark Henry. Mark Henry is and will always be the strongest power lifter that never finished his career. Like, the man squatted 933 in high school. In high school. The man won the Arnold Strongman Classic. He won an Arnold Strongman Classic. I think he does have an IPF World Championship. And he competed in the Olympics. Like, in just saying that he has been at the top of the mountain in every phase or every component of what strength is: powerlifting, strongman, Olympic weightlifting. He's been to the top at all three. Not many people can say that. if any at all.
Very true.
Number 3 will be Odie Wilson. A lot of people don't know who Odie Wilson was, but Odie Wilson was the strongest person or the strongest man never to win World's Strongest Man. And the one year he didn't win, he got cheated. And if you look up Odie Wilson, if you look up look his name up, look him up on YouTube, you'll see somebody that really loved what they did. And you know, I've met people that have trained with him. I didn't get to meet this man personally, but I've met people that, you know, he trained with, and they would just tell, they all tell the same stories, like how this man would like bench 600 pounds for reps and like do stuff in the gym that you just didn't see on like at all, off of a gym platform. Like he did this stuff regularly in the gym. And then, you know, last but not least, I got to pay respect to, you know, Ed Cohen. You know, Ed Cohen is one of those people who, despite what some may say, you know, to do what he did, you know, that light, like to pull 900 pounds and to be under 250 pounds, like, bro, that's impressive as hell. And that's why I said what I said earlier about me competing with these young motherfuckers that are coming out the woodworks today. Like, look, my goal is just, if I can get 903 on that bar and pull it one time, I want every camera in the house. Like, somebody got to get this in 2K, 4K, and 8K, because that'll probably be the only time I do this. And you got dudes doing this like it ain't that. Like the 18-year-old guy from Great Britain, I forgot his name, but the kid pulled 881. Like, bro, you 18. Why are you deadlifting 881? And he's not a super. He's not a big dude. 18, 881.
That's crazy.
Where will he be by the time he's 30?
Hopefully still in the sport.
Mine.
Sometimes they burn out. But.
And that's the thing that I tell everybody about these young greats. I started powerlifting when I was 26. Life for me had already started. I had a full-time job.
Yeah.
I was an idiot in college, so I already had 2 kids. I had already been divorced. I had already survived and been through life. So everything that could have derailed a promising powerlifting career, I had already been through. I missed the beginning of my powerlifting career. Matter of fact, some of that stuff fueled me to get into powerlifting. Where these kids, some of them ain't never been to college, don't have kids, they still stay with their parents. Like, they have to get over that life hurdle before you'll see where their career can end up. But that's neither here or there. So Mark Bell, Odie Wilson, Mark Henry, Ed Cohen.
Fantastic.
What about yourself?
I'm more new age because I've only been in the sport 5 years. I really only know what I know. And just Eddie Cohn would also be on mine. I would throw John Hack on there just because in my generation, he has done insane things on both the tested and untested side. And he will probably just keep going and increasing his weight. I think he'll probably stop at 242 just because I don't think his frame could hold that much because he's only like 5'8", 5'9".
Yeah, I didn't know that. He looks like he's like 6'2" in videos.
Oh, yeah. But in person, like, we're eye to eye, so it's fine. I feel like I would want to throw some women on there, but I can't, in my head, think of any other than like Mariana Gaspard or Steffi Cohen, which both of them are been past their time. Yeah, I think I just have to get more into it and figure out what women I would want to put on the list, honestly, because I have the old school with Ed Cohn, and then I have new school with John Hack. Other than that, I mean, Louis Simmons might be up there just because of the way he revolutionized most of the training for that side and the culture he built with the like not backing down, going as hard as you can kind of atmosphere of West Side, because a lot of gyms try to like take that same thing and apply it. Yeah, I mean, I don't even think, could you fill out one? Do you know powerlifters that well, Kadeem?
No. I don't know powerlifting history well enough to build a Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, there's just so many. Like, I listen to so many different podcasts, so many different books and things, and it's like each time you hear about a different feat, you wonder like where it ranks in history, and it's always been crazy. Like, we've been around the pro meets, we've been around the nationals, we've been around the regional meets, and there's always new things happening every day. I mean,
like, I'm very new to this world.
Like, it was extremely rare to see someone like Ray squat 1,000 pounds.
Yeah.
And now we're on the brink of having like 3 dudes be able to squat 1,000 pounds in the same time frame. You're seeing women be able to bench.
Say that again. He said, I squatted 1,000 pounds in 2016, and it is now 2025, and it's only 3 people that could possibly still do this. Did y'all hear that? 3 people. I'm 38 years old, and I guarantee you, I'm the oldest of the 3. Just keep that in mind as you're riding in your car and you're listening to this podcast. 3 people, and of the 3, yeah, like I said, I'm the oldest. I just had to, put that little asterisk in there.
Yeah, no, I can't remember what the third guy's name is. He's
the guy from Georgia. Nah, he ain't squatted 1,000 yet.
No,
Tamar, he hasn't squatted 1,000 yet.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's just you and Jesus then.
He ain't far. I know he already deadlifted 900. But to what you were saying about women, and with these women, do they have to be powerlifters or are they strength athletes?
Well, you went the strength side, so I could see you going more with strength side.
Okay, so Andrea Thompson, that is one of the strongest women I can personally say I know. Andrea is a monster. My homegirl, Bonike Brown, I don't think she gets the just credit because she has been in powerlifting for over a decade, a long, long time. And when she first started, I think more focus was on the men. Mm-hmm. And she was doing great things even back then. And I still don't think, she gets the shine that she deserves because you're talking about a woman now. And this is, a lot of people don't know this about B. B won an open raw world championship, an equipped world championship, and competed at the World Games and podiumed as well one year. Like, the woman won like 3 championships.
It's like a triple crown.
In the same year. And like, nobody was like, bro, has this ever been done in the sport of powerlifting? So, bro, Bonike is a machine. Kim Walford, who's now one of the top people over in the U.S. Virgin Islands. Straight up beast. And I can go down the line. Women, Jen Thompson weighs 100 and some pounds, and she benches over 315 pounds. Mm-hmm. And this is a small masters woman, and she benches more than some dudes. So, like we said earlier, man, powerlifting is something that if you dedicate, truly invest in, man, it'll pay huge dividends. And everybody I just mentioned, at some point in time, they were the face of powerlifting. Jen Thompson was still regarded as one of the best benchers in the world. One point in time, if you thought about female strength, Bonike Brown was who you thought about in the sport of powerlifting. Kim Walford was the same. So, and like I just said, Andrea is a master's and she's still competing with the 20-year-olds in the sport of strongman. So, yeah, the strength in general is moving forward in a great way.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's tons of new talent coming up everywhere. And it'll be exciting to watch as it starts to grow over the years. So
before we chime out, I ain't from Virginia. I'm a Bama boy, but I'm here by way of the SIP. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to sprinkle some country on this. In the state of Virginia, who are the people that we need to be looking out for as far as powerlifting in the VA? Who do we need to be looking out for?
Off the top of my head from this past meet, well, not from the past meet, just from in general. So you have Caleb Slaughter. He should be in the running for USAPL national champion this year. He was just shy of putting up a 900 kg total. One of my good friends. He's from Virginia Tech. Isabel Steiner. She just won collegiate nats this past year. She'll probably continue to just dominate that class of 82 and a half.
Yeah.
Because she had kilos to spare, and she beat the next girl by 40 keys. So, Evan Ross, he won Raw Nats last year as well. He was an open 90 kg, I believe, lifter, and he put up some insane numbers. Every one of these kids are pulling insane numbers now that we didn't think an age group would pull. There's a girl down in Virginia Beach, Eric Connolly. I think she's a 48 kg lifter. She usually wears like an all white singlet, shoes, sock. I think this shit just sweet, right?
Yeah.
She pulls numbers that, the girls in the 75 class are wishing they pulled. And someone that's 3 weight classes below them. Trying to think. I have Yasmin on the PLU side, who is an 82 and a half that'll also take some national records in podium this year. Bunny's on my roster. She was the 67.5 kg champion for nationals last year. I'm always looking for the return of Juliana. That's our 52 kg champion.
Yeah.
But she's in dental school right now. Big boys. Joel Cassidy from Liberty.
Yes.
That boy.
I was going to, if you didn't mention him.
Oh, I love him.
Because he pulled 700 at the last USAPL meet that you hosted.
Mm-hmm.
He pulled 700 at that meet, and the room went crazy. So if you didn't mention Joel, I was going to.
I think he squatted 8, benched. He tried to bench 5. I think he only got to 485, and then he pulled 7. It was like an insane meet for him. There's a sneaky guy. He's coming over from USAPL. I say sneaky because I feel like I'm the only person that talks to him sometimes. His name's Trey Jones, 110 lifter. He squatted like 750, benched 450, and deadlifted close to like 830. He smoked open. He beat me at nationals. I got 3rd place. He's great. He's coming over to USAPL because he's looking at trying to get the 1,000 kg total and trying to sneak over to PLA after that. So I look for him to be the next star as long as he keeps going the way he's going. And he's ridiculously strong. That's all I can think of at the moment. There's probably more lifters. They're probably going to mess with me after this saying why I didn't say their name. But that's how it goes every time I do this.
Well, I definitely haven't been here long, and I got a few. There's a young man. His name is Hayden. I forgot Hayden's last name. But Hayden, when I first met this kid, he was a definition of 100% raw. Like, he didn't wear knee sleeves. He didn't have a belt. And somehow this kid squats 585. He deadlifts like 750. And his bench is like 430. And this kid does not have any equipment. He's a student at Randolph-Macon right now. First time I saw him was at a USPA meet here. And he went for a 700 pull here. And no, he pulled something in the high 6s, beltless. And I'm like, damn, that's all right right there. And he's somebody to look out for. I think he's about to make a jump to another federation in the next year or two, because I know his goal is to do some damage before he slides into the open category, because he's still a junior. You gotta give me a minute, because I'm like, hey, you see how you know he's like a meet director, because he knew like the category. Yeah. I don't know none of that, so don't ask me. So Hayden is one. You already mentioned Joel Cassidy. Joel Cassidy is a absolute damn monster. I have a young lady who I'm coaching right now. I have several young ladies that I'm coaching right now, but Miss Tiffany, once she kind of finds her groove, because everybody has those athletes. You coach the hell out of them, but until they find out who they are, what their unique piece is to your coaching, what they're going to, how they're going to turn their coaching into form.
Right.
that's all she's missing. I think she'll get that when she competes at her first meet on May 3rd. My man Andrew. Look, I ain't gonna sit up here forever because I can sit up here and talk about all my people. I love all my people. I think they're all special. But, those are just a few, and probably, like you just said, I'm gonna get an earful with this. Hey, bro, you ain't gonna talk about me, cuz?
Yeah.
Hell, bro,
I was trying to think of more. I'm like, man, I'm running through the competitions in my head right now, and it's like
when somebody puts you on the spot. Hey, man, what's your favorite song to put on the aux? And you be like, damn.
My favorite song I would rather play out loud.
I don't care. If you
I couldn't answer either of those questions if you just asked me that on the spot.
If you give me the aux on the spot, I'm going to play something that's probably going to make black people blush too. Like, I'm that dude. I'm going to play music that even make black people blush when they hear it out loud. Like, that's cool to listen to in your car, but you're playing that out loud. Hell yeah. So.
Yeah, damn, I'm drawing a blank. I feel it. Just like, oh, damn, Sean, you talked about me here, but you didn't tell me about it on the podcast. And it's like,
hey, look, man, we love y'all. But look, I'm hungry. I've literally been looking at my phone, like, because I know I got clients coming in at 4:30. So I'm like, look, man, I need to hit the doctor's office right quick, drop all that paperwork, get something to eat, get back, train these kids. So, look, we love y'all. All right? Y'all all strong. There you go.
And we'll use that to conclude this episode of Controlled Chaos, brought to you by Pinnacle Health and Performance, Barefoot, and 110% nutrition. See you guys.